Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pure Aloha Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Kiko Pure Aloha. Here, we share inspiring stories by amazing individuals. So before we introduce our guests, I want to give a big mahalo and shout out to Signal Security Hawaii, Local Joe West, Laverne's, All for God, Schaefer's Roofing and Construction, Miss Dana, and of course, Olelo TV. All right, mahalo to the sponsors for supporting Pure Aloha Talks and helping us spread aloha. Today, we welcome our guest, Signal Security Hawaii. Can you please introduce yourself and share where you're from?
Yes, aloha, everybody. My name is Chris Calderon, Signal Security of Hawaii. I was born originally from San Francisco. Have been in and out of Washington State,
Nice.
back and forth between Hawaii, Washington State, and Omaha, Nebraska for about the last 30 years. So I'm really good at packing, traveling, all that kind of stuff.
I love it. So San Francisco, I know San Francisco very well. You know 6th Street?
Yes.
Yeah, so I still be on 6th Street. If you know 6th Street, you know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just came back from San Francisco.
Nice.
Yeah, so I went back to the place where I did a lot of wrongs, and
Yeah.
I went over there, and it was good to see it with a sober mind.
Yeah.
And then I used to live in
yeah.
Washington too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where at in Washington?
I went to Mount Rainier High School.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went over there
That's
for my 9th grade
awesome.
year. So I was living up there in Des Moines and then Puyallup.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
right in my
it's
backyard.
Crazy, Seattle, San Francisco.
Yeah.
The two homes, so.
Crazy. We probably crossed paths somewhere
Oh,
way back in the day and didn't even know it.
guarantee. Yeah. And I love one thing I love about Seattle is that was actually the first state where I got off this rock and I went to see the mainland.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just a kid and I got
nice.
to experience all the seasons. Cause then you get the summer, you get the snow and winter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I could really experience the season. So when Halloween came, I seen the leaves change
It's
color.
beautiful, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Only
That
God
was
can do
beautiful
those
to
kind of
see.
colors, yo.
Yeah, like I never experienced that. Local boy from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Seeing just the leaves on a tree change color was just like wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like oh, so excited. I had all the boys with me. Like, what the hell, calling, bro? Get this where I'm from. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
beautiful. I
Yeah,
love that for
was
you.
Beautiful. And then when
Good.
wintertime came, Christmas, it felt like Christmas.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different when it's the snowman versus sand, yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
Oh, wait, big time different.
Yeah.
Especially because it's cold over there.
Yep.
Yeah, but thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
So, can you explain what you do now?
Okay, so I'm the owner and CEO of Signal Security of Hawaii. We launched in August of 2023. When we launched, it was just myself. I had one car and one client. So I would do patrols and I just had to figure it out. So between patrols at night, I would build our social media channels, and that has been all of our marketing advertising has come from that, word of mouth, that type of thing.
Yes.
So when we first launched, I just had the one client, and I did about 90 hours of patrols a week, and just built the business during the day, and we just haven't slowed down since.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I love that humble beginnings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it. And so, what inspired you to get into security?
I have been, my whole career, I have been in male-dominant industries my whole career. I'm usually one of very few or the only female at the table. Usually that's just been my position. But I grew up being an athlete too and was always the one girl on the boys team too. So it just kind of
right on.
been the pattern of my whole life. And it was January, at the end of January of 2023. And I was contemplating different things in my career. I said a prayer and I just left it alone. And 2 weeks later, this opportunity was right in my face.
Awesome.
And it just was a God thing.
Yes, God is amazing. You
Yes.
stayed of course. He got you.
Yes.
Yeah, just don't lose faith, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And I heard you mentioned you play sport. Just curious, what sport you used to play?
Yes, I have done softball, baseball, basketball, volleyball, swimming.
Oh, you're very athletic then,
Yeah,
huh?
and weightlifting. I did weightlifting,
Oh,
but
wow.
I've had 4 shoulder surgeries and all kind of injuries and stuff, and so now I'm a grandma and I'm just way past. I'm already all broken. I can't repair any more stuff, so I'm good.
Oh, right on. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Going back to where you came from, you say Seattle, San Francisco. How was it growing up where you came from?
So we grew up mostly between a small town in Washington State, and then we moved to another mid-sized town in Washington State. So I come from a very big family. My dad's side is Puerto Rican, has a little bit smaller family. My mom's side is Mexican, and I believe she had like 13 brothers and sisters. So I get plenty cousins, uncles, big dinners and all that kind of stuff. But it was a lot of chaos. Yeah, when you have that many people, and then we
just
had
like home over here, Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's there at the tables, like goes around the block, and everybody's there. That was kind of how we grew up, but it was a lot of chaos, and because it was a lot of chaos, right, wrong, or indifferent, I think it just affects kids, different than it does an adult. So I always grew up just seeing the chaos and not ever really feeling safe, and so safety and that protection has always just been that's just kind of how I lived my life. Like I just, and I became a single mom later in my life. And so, nobody's more protective than a mama bear, right? And so I've just been protection, safety, security has been that's just God. He designed me that way. And so what I do now is more of a blessing to me than it is to the people that we get to serve, because I get to live out the thing that I'm the most passionate about.
Yeah. Oh, kids. And I was going to ask you, how did, growing up where you came from affect your life now growing up? And, you kind of was sharing that, and that makes sense now why you got into security and everything, right? More, because what happened, whatever you went through as a kid, and now look at you now.
Yeah.
And, I got a similar story, like we all got stories and where we came from to why we're at where we now,
Yeah.
So, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Okay, can you explain what Signal Security is and what service you provide?
Yes. So we are a security team who provides actual security services through guards, right? So we have people who are checking doors, doing locks, checking codes, that kind of thing. So we're physical security. So we have patrol cars that go in and out of, we have them on all 3 islands. We are across Oahu, Maui, and Big Island. And so you'll see our cars. We have different cars on each island. And we have physical guys who are just going out and just making sure that things are just even, just cruise, no problems, no fights, no theft, whatever that might be. So we have a lot of different kind of sites. So we do something different at each one of those sites, but it's all under that umbrella of protecting either the client or the property or the people who live there, or maybe office out of there, or whatever it might be.
Oh yeah, I love it. And I see you guys on blue cars. I remember when I was in Maui. I was up in Maui and we went to a Walmart and I was like, yeah, how can that vehicle look familiar? I see the security. I was with my manager at that time. I was telling him, hey, bro, I know they bro.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah,
that's
cool
great.
Because I see them in of course. And when I went to Maui, I see, like, hey, whoa,
yeah,
they're over here too.
Yeah, now we're in Hilo.
Yeah,
so now when you go home, then you can see us there too.
Yeah. Right on. No, I think I did. I seen you guys what is that? We was eating at the food court over there, and I seen the car.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I was telling my other half, I was like, hey, look, they're over here too.
So that was
one
cool. Island at a time. Yeah.
There you go, and I love it. Bringing security one island at a time.
Yes.
That's cool. I love it. And okay. So I wanted to ask this question: what makes you different from other companies?
I think there's a lot of things that make us different. First, I would say before anything else is we're a faith-based company. I'm a Christian. We trust God to help us build, to direct our steps, to make the right decisions, to bring on the right people. We have to be choosy with what clients we choose, as well as who we bring on for teammates. And so, as long as we are faithful in that, He just continues to grow, protect us, and bless us. And I think that's our first thing that sets us apart, is that we are aligned here before we're aligned here, right? Always.
I love that. And I always talk about that too. You got to put God first in everything you do, right? Especially your business,
yes.
Right? And I always share that with a lot of people. And then you was talking about alignment, right?
Yeah.
And I share that with a lot of people too. So like me, I make sure everything I do is got to align with God first. Because if it doesn't align with it, it's easy for me to go backwards.
Right, for sure, right? Yeah. It's so easy to sidestep and just be like, I got this. And then you're like, oh, no, I don't.
Yep, of course. Oh, see, that was good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. A lot of people needed to hear that one.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay, how did Signal Security get started in Hawaii?
Okay, so I moved back here. I've been in and out of Hawaii on and off for about 30 years. Came back in August of 2023. I was working through getting my security license, all that kind of stuff. Once I got that, our first client actually had an agreement already in place before we even got our license. So I walked into one property and just said, hey, I'm Signal Security of Hawaii. And before I could even get anything out, he was like, I already got security. No need. And so I was like, man, my first time, right? And I'm not a salesperson, but I can tell a story, right? Because I know where I come from.
There you go,
right?
Yes.
So I said, hey, how about if you give me 5 minutes? I just need to practice so I can get the nervousness out. Yeah. He's like, okay, sit down. And so we talked story for 3 hours. And then he ended up signing an agreement with me. He's still our client from that day.
Oh,
Yeah, crazy, right?
That is.
And if that's not God, like, right?
Yes, amen. Whoa. I got goosebumps. well, now we call it God bumps.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Auntie Don for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right there. Explain that. What was the vision and what were some of your early challenges from it? I mean, you kind of was sharing it, yeah.
Yeah. So the vision has never changed. I feel like, so, you know, I mentioned that I've been in and out of Hawaii for 30 years. Yeah. So every time I've come back and forth, it's changed so much, right? So first time came was like late 90s, early 2000s. And then to now we're a post-COVID Hawaii. Yeah. Now we get much more violence. Now just doesn't look like the Hawaii I remember.
Oh, yeah.
So I knew right when we were getting ready to launch that the Aloha piece had to be the paramount. Like, we have built everything off of that. So the way we approach whatever situation, the way we talk to our clients, the way we treat each other internally, you know, our staff, it's always God-focused and Aloha-focused, always. And I think that sets us apart because we hold ourselves accountable here and then here, right? Yes. And we expect to be treated with respect because that's what we're also giving, yeah. So that Aloha, whether it's a houseless person, an uninvited person, or another CEO colleague, like, it's Aloha no matter what. And so we're just trying to, one community and one property at a time, just restore that Aloha just there. And then it grows from there. And that's why our business has grown, I think.
Wow, I love that, Aloha. So Aloha first, right? And
always.
And to me, Aloha is love.
Yes.
And God is love.
Amen.
Right? So
amen.
We put them first every time, right?
Yes.
And Aloha always wins.
Yeah,
right?
always. Always.
So, you know what I mean? Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, beautiful. Wonderful company, faith-based, all Aloha. Yes. That's the best security I would like around me.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you. Yes. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. So what motivates you every day? Now, like, you know, to your company when you started, now today, what motivates you? What keeps you going?
I think it is, you know, seeing God move. Yeah, because we have challenges just like everybody else, right? Staffing, financials, like, it's a lot to run a business, especially in an economy that every day is changing. It's expensive to live in Hawaii and also run a business, right? So we get plenty of challenges, but we constantly are seeing God move through these situations. Yeah, I mean, just crazy stuff. And we'll be standing around watching something just unfold, and we all look at each other and we'll be like, that was God. We always know it, right? Because you can't, no matter how much you plan, you still can't be that good.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know exactly.
So sometimes we're just like, did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Right? And then we're just like, that wasn't us. Because we know it, right? But we get to see it happen, and we get to see God change people's lives, even on our own team, where people were coming from different backgrounds, and now they're like, you know, if I'm struggling, I have a person that's been with us for a long time, and when he first started, he came from, you know, just a different background. He just had some struggles, some challenges, and there's days where I'm just like, man, you know, there's those days still, even though you trust in God, there's still those, it's just doubts, right? You still you're still human, right? Your flesh still comes out, and some days you're like, I just want to pull my hair out, right?
Yeah.
And that guy who comes from another place is like, did you read your Bible today? And I'm like, where did that come? I was like, you know what? Thank you. Right? And so we get to see the lives of people on our team change, but also the communities that we're in, the properties that we're in. We have one, I'll tell you a quick story. We had one property we've been at now almost 2 years, and we have an old auntie that has lived there for like 10 years. And we'd been there for probably about 5 months or so. And I had just stopped in to just check on one of my teammates. I can't remember why specifically I was there. But when she saw me, I had hung out for a little bit, yeah. And so when she was coming out of her apartment, she had tears in her eyes. And so we were looking at each other, and I said, do you know her? Is she okay? Like, I'm trying to get the backstory before she approaches us, because I don't know, I'm not there every day, so I don't know her. And she just came to tell me that for years, she never come out of her house because after dark she was scared. And she said, because your team is here every day and I see them here every day, now I come to the pool every day and read my book.
Wow.
And she's crying because she's so grateful that she gets to not be a prisoner in her home anymore.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, right? Now her life is impacted, and we're just doing what God called us to do, but it's impacting the people that we get to do it for, and that's everything.
That is, yeah, and that's right there. That's the purpose.
Yep,
right?
100%.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
That's a good motivation right there for every day.
Yes.
I don't know. I know that personally too. Those kind of stuff. So I love it. Thank you.
Welcome.
What advice would you give others that's chasing their goals? Like, right on my shirt saying goals.
Goals.
Yes,
I would say there's a few things I think that are important to remember. I think first, obviously, don't give up, right? Everybody says don't give up.
Yeah.
But there's the days when you want to, right? Where you just don't see a way out. And I would just say, take it to prayer. Like I just am a big believer, like, don't trust yourself. Right? Because you cannot, right? In your own flesh, in your own mind, in your own wisdom, you're still human.
Yes.
So there's some stuff that you're not going to figure out. You're not going to know. You can't know it all. Right? We don't walk on water. So we have limitation. And I think as long as people remember that and then just surrender it, that's going to be, let God fight your battle, right? Whatever it is, it's a finance thing, it's a health thing, it's, stuff, turmoil on your team, whatever it might be, there's always a solution. And sometimes it's not going to come from you, right? Sometimes you just got to go, Lord, I'm done here.
Yes.
Like, let me just step back and you do what you can.
Yes.
You tell me where you need me to play my part, and then just watch what he does.
Oh yeah, that's the best. It's hard to explain it, but like when you put it in first, it's like, what? I've been trying to do it this whole time. I'm getting frustrated. I gotta take him. And then when he takes it, and then boom, it's like, see, I was stressing out for nothing. I should just give him to him earlier.
Right?
You know what I mean?
You can grow hair for nothing.
Yeah. Oh man, so much times that happened to me. I know that example. Like, sometimes like even like financial times that's a lot of people, right? They stressing out about money and all this kind of stuff, and then but. Man, I don't even stress about it anymore because I just give it to God and God got you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? He fights battle. Yeah. I mean, who can fight better for you?
Yes,
right? Who can fight better for you?
Yep. That's how we keep fighting a good fight, man.
Amen.
Keep fighting a good fight.
Absolutely.
Let's go. All right, Ron. That was a good one. How important is community involvement to you? So, like, how do you help local businesses and protect Hawaii?
Yeah, I think that's everything. It's about the community, right? Like, we're not in this for us. We are so focused on our business being selfless and service with aloha, right? So it's never about us. So we talk even through our leadership team. We have leaders across all 3 islands, and we talk about being a humble leader, right? Like sometimes you got to lead from the bottom and you got to lift up before you pull along, right?
Oh, yes.
So we just talk about, like, if we're not giving that aloha and loving on our own team, they're not going to have it to spread out. So we got to fill the cups internally first, and then that pours out to the community.
There you go.
And that's just what's working.
Yeah, I love that. Well, it's beautiful to see because you get your cup and God overflows your cup.
Yeah,
meant for you to share with everybody else.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Thank
Always.
you for seeing that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, on. So you already was saying it. You guys. So we can share again. What islands are you located on? Can you share? And then go share that first. What islands are you located on?
We get plenty of our businesses on Oahu. And then now we moved over to Maui about 1.5 years ago or so, and then we've been in Hilo for the last couple months.
Beautiful. Yeah. Let's go. That's all. Can you share? We're getting to the ending of our podcast. So can you share your website, your social media, so people can connect with Signal Security?
Yes. So we are at teamsignal.com. You just look for the location. You put in Hawaii, and it'll bring up all of our information. We are, I think it's Signal number 4 Hawaii. I think it's across LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We have a Google My Business page, and so you can find us all over the place. And then I have my personal ones for Chris Calderon, and I'm on LinkedIn and all those same channels too.
Right on. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And before we end, I always ask everybody, what's the law for today? Share an inspirational message you'd like to share with the people in Hawaii.
I would say that aloha piece, is so important. So, but it starts here first, then here. And so that aloha between you and God and respecting his, the magnitude of who he is and what he does in your life, always give him the glory, always keep him first. Yes, trust him for all the things that you don't know how to do. And then I would say, surround yourself with good people who hold you accountable, that will love on you the way you love on them, and, protect yourself where you can.
Yes, I love that. That was a good one. Thank you. It's very important to your surroundings,
Yes.
So, that was a good one. Right on. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you. And I know her personally. She does a lot, for the community. Not just for me, but for a lot of people out there. You know what I mean? Just already creating opportunities for families already, especially through jobs and all that. And making, like you were talking about that one auntie, making families feel safe.
Yeah.
So you guys do a lot in the community, and appreciate Signal Security Hawaii. So
thank
you so much, Chris.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Mahalo. So yeah, guys, tune in on Pure Aloha Talks on YouTube. Subscribe, share it. Instagram, Pure Aloha Talk. And I Kiko Pure Aloha. Thank you. Aloha. Oh, right on.
It's really good.